I get questions all the time on what happens after the grocery hauls, where does everything fit, how do you store food for an entire month for your large family. So today I'm going to share with you guys what our food storage is, how I go about figuring out what I want to freeze and what I want to keep in my fridge for more like fresh eating when it comes to everything that I always tell you, oh, I'm going to freeze this, oh, I'm going to freeze this. So we're going to go through all of those things today. I'm going to give you a little look in some of my freezers and just how I go about like after the grocery hauls, where everything goes. If you're interested in before the prep work, I'll link that video down below as well. Here we go. What's new, crew? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we just got back from Aldi and here are all my groceries laid out. And man, all of the things. I've learned very quickly over the years, the quickest way to get everything in the chest freezer is just to load everything back into my Aldi bags and carry them down. So this is freezer stuff. This is definitely freezer stuff. But now I just kind of look around and go, okay, what else do I need to freeze so that it stays fresh for when I need it? So I'm already looking at like all of that cheese. What I'm gonna do is go look in my fridge and see kind of what I need to put in my fridge, have fresh, and then the rest of it I'm gonna put in the freezers. So I'll probably keep one of those blocks of cheese fresh and maybe a Colby Jack, and then the rest of that I'll put in the freezers. These big tortillas can go in the freezer, plus one of those small ones. The naan breads can go. Both of my Hawaiian rolls can go in the freezer. So I'm just gonna load all of this stuff back into a bag, get them carried down to the chest freezer in the basement, which is just right over yonder there, and get those put away. And then I'll stop, take a lunch break because our pizza's almost done, and make lunch plates. Everything else can kind of sit for a while while we eat lunch, and then I'll come back and get things put away. I could freeze this butter, but I've just been keeping it in the fridge because I'm going through butter so fast. These fries I want for dinner tonight, so I'm going to throw these in the freezer up here. So we're just going to go ahead and get doing that. Kids are already breaking into things. But I'm going to get the freezer stuff carried downstairs and put away before our pizza's done. This stuff I'm going to put in the fridge because I think we're probably going to eat this over the next couple of days here. I can see us making these cheddar brats for a lunch or even a dinner or something, inviting some people over and having these. So I'm just going to keep these in the fridge. And if we choose not to eat them, I'll put them in the freezer. And same with this salmon patties. So throw that bad boy in the fridge and start doing all that stuff. I have all the stuff that absolutely needs to be put away because if it doesn't, it's gonna go bad or it's gonna thaw. So everybody else I fixed with a plate, including the baby who's over yonder. So I'm gonna sit down. I'm also gonna eat some lunch. And one thing I've learned with once a month grocery shopping is even if it takes me 3 or 4 hours to get all of this pantry and fruit and stuff put away, I don't really care because I only have to grocery shop once a month. So it's only like from start to finish grocery shopping, from the time I sit down to make my meal plan to the time everything's put away, maybe only takes me 5 hours. And I don't even have to think about it for an entire month. Everything's done. Versus if I did this once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, it would drive me bonkers to have all this stuff sitting at my table for so long. But one thing I've learned after having my 4th baby is sometimes just take your time and not stressing yourself out about it because it doesn't need to be done right this second. It's something that's brought me a lot of peace in my life over the last 6 months. So instead of rushing to get all this put away while all my kids are quiet and eating, I'm gonna sit down and feed myself, and then later, even if it's later tonight, maybe if I don't even get this stuff put away till 6 o'clock at night, not that it'll sit here that long, but even if it did, I'm learning to be okay with that. So we're gonna eat, and we'll be back in a little bit to finish putting the rest of the stuff away. These are the fun things that the kids ended up getting. They're just these storybooks, and they came with like all the characters and stuff. So London picked out Elements, Colt picked out Paw Patrol, and Laken picked out an Ariel, like a Little Mermaid one. So that's what they got. Plus they ended up getting, London talked me into getting her Takis. She's been wearing them for a while, so I let her get these. And lucky her, nobody else likes them. So this whole bag is just gonna be for London. And they also picked out these sticker books. So we got a couple of these. These are pretty cheap. They're like $2 a piece. So we grabbed a couple sticker books for the kids. So they're happy about that. We have this little fruit drawer in here. This is where all of our apples, oranges, pears, like all that stuff goes. Our like long-term storing fruits and things. So you're gonna see I'm taking all the old ones out that were left over from last month. I'm taking out any yucky ones. The chickens will enjoy those. I'm gonna dump in all of my fresh ones and then put my old apples back on top. That way they're being eaten first. I'm just gonna shove all my cold stuff in the fridge, get my pantry stuff in my pantry upstairs, and then any duplicates that I have, I'm gonna leave on my table, and then I'll tell you guys what I'm gonna do with those in a minute. This little pile is just gonna sit here until my husband comes home, and he'll carry all these and put them downstairs on like our long-term storage, because I have all of these up here. I don't need any more of these up here, so I'll put them downstairs on the shelf, and if we need them, we'll have them, we'll get to them, but if not, that's fine. They'll roll over and they'll sit there and just become more long-term storage, and we'll open them when we need them. So that's where these are gonna go, but he'll take care of that for me later tonight when he gets home. Other than that, everything's put away. I'm gonna put this watermelon up for now just because we don't have room for it in the fridge if we were to cut it up. So we're gonna wait to cut this up until there's a little bit more room in the fridge. Other than that, everything's put away and my job is kind of done for right now.